Welcome, friends of all designs, to episode 176 of 8.5-Bit, which I'm sure is going to be the most E3-tastic episode of them all, except for all the other ones we do. I'm your host, Paul, and joining me today is my good friend, Anais.
Hello.
And our unpaid intern, Jeremy.
Hello.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Anais.
Who are you?
I'm no one in particular. I'm a mystery guest, and the mystery is why you couldn't get a better guest.
Yes, James is dead. How are you, Anais?
I'm good.
Up to much this week?
Not really.
Did you get to look at much E3 stuff?
I did. I did no work today, so
Good work.
all up to date.
I'm not up to date. I literally have videos lined up. I haven't watched them yet. I'm going to be amazed.
But it'll be like a reaction video.
It will be.
Paul
Although I can't hear the
reacts.
sound, which seems... I tried to see most, but otherwise I just had to read quickly on my phone between work. But that's all right. So, we're going to play a game. We're going to give out E3 awards. So. We've got...
I wonder what they were doing.
Now the Splatoons will be each of our game of show, excluding anything from Nintendo because we haven't seen it yet. So it's a preliminary game of shows. But those wait till the end of the episode. Until then, let's see. Now, let's get some princesses. So those can be Jeremy's.
Of course.
So,
Because my pretty hair and royal
and we
dignity.
fit. There you go,
We
that's
fit,
you.
lady, yeah?
I think Anais is more of a villager and Pac-Man kind of person.
Clearly.
You can... Oh! No more of that. Duck Hunt. And I'll grab Wario, of course. King DDD, because he's fat like me.
And Kirby.
No, Olimar.
Oh, no.
So good. So you can give these out as we come to games that we
Wonderful.
like.
So we
Why?
like-
Because why the fuck not?
So these are for what we like.
But you can just say like, oh yeah, I think that's really good. I'm going to give it an award
Okay.
for whatever you want, and we can stack them up. And then at the end, you can give the older award to even one that you already liked if you want.
Okay.
Whatever rules, I don't care. Whatever.
Alright.
I like
Do
the
what you
award
want.
show.
Yeah, it's really well planned. Okay. About here's the time that I worry that I pushed record on the camera or not, but I'm 99% sure I did. Okay.
Don't say that.
Do we need to check now? Do we need to check before we all go insane?
No, you can't recapture that lightning in a bottle of that easy, carefree greeting and introductions. No one said anything to each other up until the moment you hit record.
I really need to set the record light on the camera because I am fucking lost at the moment. I've been sick and I've been busy working and life takes its own path. So, E3 started. Well, it hasn't started yet. It starts tomorrow. We're recording this before Nintendo has done its little conference, which is really just showing off Zelda, which I'm sure will be interesting anyway, but we don't have any impressions of that. We do have all the other conferences in the bag, however, starting with the amazing conference from EA! So I figured, even though, let's not do a rundown of each conference, because you can go look that up, and I haven't literally watched everything of all of them anyway. But EA was one of the ones that I got up and quickly watched. Oh, so boring.
I didn't watch the actual conference.
So
I was watching the
boring.
trailers.
I did the same thing.
I had a couple of notes. First was just that it started with Peter Moore, like, people weren't really applauding him, so he had to be like, come on guys,
No.
clap for me. Maybe it's just, you never know if it's just missing the applause in the soundtrack or whatever.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Or
Hopefully.
maybe it's video game designers not being the celebrities we want them to be yet.
He's not a designer. They went on forever about soccer managers
Yes.
because apparently the new FIFA they've got some real life soccer managers and they had one right there on stage.
Oh.
I'm sure everyone in the crowd knew who it was. I mean, I'm sure in the right crowd he's a mega celebrity.
Oh, no doubt.
I think he was for Arsenal or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Football. Oh, so we'll start talking about the new FIFA, will we?
Yeah, well, let's go with it.
Okay, I didn't download trailers for that because I don't care.
No,
It's got
like,
that.
just imagine-
It's got
Imagine a bunch of blokes kicking a ball at each other and then falling down.
It's got Spike Lee's like living the dream thing from the latest NBA 2K.
okay.
Yeah, they're doing their own single player version of that now.
Oh, I'm aware of the single player campaign. Now, that person that, like, Alex Lang? Alex something?
I think he's Alex Blank. I think he's not anyone, but he's going to be someone
I was gonna
because he
ask.
can be someone in the game. I don't think we're supposed to recognize him.
Yeah, because like if it was someone else supposed to recognize, it wouldn't have happened for me anyway. Like, unless it was like introducing the pretty one that married a Spice Girl. My knowledge of soccer stars ends there.
Oh, what about
It's a lot
Ronaldo?
better.
Or
But I wouldn't know what he looks
what
like.
about Pepe? Or Pepe or whatever his
You
name
mean
was.
Pele?
Pele.
But again, like, I understand. I know what a Pele kick is.
Oh.
I know what a Pepe kick is.
Yep.
It's the one where they do the fancy kick over the back of the head into the goal. Everyone
Isn't that
celebrates.
just a bicycle kick?
Yeah, no, a bicycle kick's the one where like you hold back with Sonya Lee and then hit kick and she...
It's not a bicycle kick.
No, it's Liu Kang, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
But he... bicycles.
I don't know what that is, but it's not a bicycle kick. God damn you. Anyway, I started playing footage from Titanfall 2 behind us. So, Titanfall 2, we finally got to see it. We had a few little brief trailers beforehand. What did you guys think?
It looks good. Like, I'm glad it's coming to PlayStation 4. So
It's coming to
actually play it.
everything. Yeah. It's got a single player campaign.
Yeah.
And now the Titan has an AI. So they have a story about a big robot and his little boy.
Yeah.
I hope that the big robot is the protagonist and the human is just side character.
Yeah, I think that's a fresh take on it.
Yeah, it would be good.
It's like a reverse Iron Giant.
Yeah. I don't think it looks much different from Titanfall 1.
No.
Except
but it still
that's
looks great.
That's fine. It looked good.
Yeah.
Everyone's copied Titanfall since it was announced.
Yeah.
And I think its vertical movement and just the parkour and everything works better than most. And now it has grappling hooks.
Hey.
Which was literally my only note on Titanfall 2. Grappling hook. So, good stuff.
Grappling hook and the fact that, like, from the trailer, it's like an even money bet that the big robot's going to go against the robot protocols.
Oh, of course,
Better
to
list.
be with his friend, and he'll probably sacrifice himself. So it's given us a real Last Guardian vibe on that one.
But I think single player would be good to like ease you into the gameplay, because what I played with Titanfall last time, like you jump straight into the multiplayer and everyone's like hardcore and it was difficult. So
See, I'm a boss, so I was cool with it.
jumping. No.
Bam. No, but I mean, I never bought Titanfall 1 because it just wasn't worth the money to me. I'm more interested in the single player experience. So, I hope it
Should
rocks.
be good.
Maybe. Also, if you go to Titanfall.com, there's sign up for the beta. Betas are just demos these days. Actually, I'm going
Marketing tools.
Yeah. I'm going to jump around a little bit. I'm not care if we're that far out of things. The weirdest fucking announcement I thought was because to celebrate shareware, we're putting out a demo for Doom, except it's only available for a week.
And it's one first
It's the first level.
level.
Which I hope
It's
means the
weird.
introduction level and then the first real level afterwards, because that intro level's super short.
I haven't downloaded it yet.
Is it available in Australia? I tried
It
to
should be.
download it and couldn't find it. But
I think it's open on
quite
everything.
likely it was under a heavy load at the time.
What were you trying to download it on?
Through Steam.
Okay, so I think it should just be there on PC.
Yeah, I'll have to try again. It just kept redirecting me to the regular Doom page, like it was trying to trick me.
Well, I'll just put in my credit card for now.
I'm like, I guess if I pay the $90 US,
Yeah,
however much
go
that is in
for
Australian,
free.
then I'll get the free demo, just refund
Not
it.
nearly enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really just want to talk about the things we care about the most. But, unfortunately, my phone is messing up, so what we care about wasn't starting. Although we do care about that. So this is something that Anais cares about greatly. Because
Yes.
she is mainstream as they come.
Yeah, it's very mainstream.
Yes. Or perhaps other people also like this series. I don't know. I'm just fat and stupid. So, Mass Effect Andromeda. What did we find out?
That's not too much, really. It's the same and more, but like the Asari race, they like have new looking sort of Asaris, potential female protagonists as the main sort of character, maybe.
Wouldn't you assume it'll probably be both genders like the other ones?
Yeah. But
I
they
would
showed off-
like them to gender it, but I don't think that would go.
Yeah,
fine.
well, I think it's gonna have that option, but they showed the chick at the end. What else did they even show? Just cool planets, about exploring planets and all that stuff. And they did the
creepy-
behind the scenes stuff.
The
Creepy graphic design smile and
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit, but it's so much better than the old creepy smiles. They've taken creepy smiles to a beautiful new level. I must say, graphically, it actually looks really cool.
Yeah.
And it looks more like the combat, at least what they're showing in the trailer, looks more like an action game. Because even though Mass Effect 3, lots of people like the combat, I still thought it was like a half-assed step towards an action
never
game.
great. Like, I really enjoyed like the character story stuff.
Yeah. And I don't care that they move further away from RPG combat, because it never seemed that great to me. It's like, people seem to love the story. Let me get in the story. Well, they got that story mode in Mass Effect 3, don't they? Where it's like, just give me the story. I don't care about combat.
Yeah, they do. Just kind of cool. But, bam. I don't know if people
You're going to get a Mass Effect
But
Pac-Man.
that was going to happen anyway. Like,
That was going to go before you even saw it.
yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, that's a bold move on a game developer's part. Be like, yeah, just play half our game.
What's next?
What's next? Shall we move on? Okay, other things at EA. Well, before we get on to the big one, they had a little moment where they stopped to talk about EA Originals. This was supporting indie games. That we're going to get new. My bloody phone's starting random things again. Just ignore everything behind me, everyone. Okay, so they're starting their EA Originals, and that's Crash Bandicoot. That's Crash Bandicoot behind me. Let's call it a teaser for later, shall we? Great. Fuck my phone.
Let's talk about this.
So this is Fee. This is the only game they decided to show when announcing their EA Originals program, which seems weird. Because normally when they do these, like, we're going to do an indie program, they then show a montage of everything that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, we've got some good montages, especially from Xbox later and stuff. Like, no, just this game, which everyone but me, because I've tried posting many places online so far, and it really seems to be me. Everyone's forgot we were talking about this game 6 months ago.
Were we?
Yes, it was a prototype included in Zombie Vikings for Zoink. Now, no one really played Zombie Vikings, so maybe that's why it's mostly forgotten. But, like, the whole level and exploration of a prototype is right there. You can go play it now. We weren't particularly impressed then.
Oh, really?
It was just kind of a little bit
Blind
aimless.
Forest, kinda.
But Ori is like super designed platforming. Well, this is kind of like make your own goals and wander around a forest, which has like a fun art style, but I find just a bit murky and doesn't really captivate me.
A fan of the art style. I think I'd get tired of it very quickly.
Yeah.
The purple tint would just...
I like purple.
Because what we do here is we shit on indie games every chance we get. What I want is some more footballs.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk. We haven't even talked about the new Madden that EA was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, there's some footballs in it.
Really?
Actually, there is an amazing football game, but I didn't get anything for it. It's being made by Dan Marshall, who did the Dan and Ben series and stuff like that, and the Swindle and everything. It's basically Rocket League, but imagine Rocket League but played with people in a ball.
Oh, like a Zorban.
No. Like soccer.
No, but the Zorb people in a ball.
No, people and a ball, not in a ball.
Oh, people and a ball. I misheard.
Yeah. So, people instead of cars. Crazy, right? You need to look it up. It's so good. One of the bits of footage out, because he's mainly posting GIFs of it. Actually, it's being pitched as someone that's making a football game that doesn't know how to play football. Okay. I'm pretty sure he does know the rules, but he's just playing. Like, the offside rule is just suddenly half the screen is offside and you've got 10 seconds to get to the right side. But the crowd heckles are, do a kick! Do a big kick! Do a kick now! Kick the ball! It's great. I can't wait. And that actually has a name. I think I had it marked down as Kickman. Kickman! What a fucking great name for a game.
I would kickstart Kickman.
Kickman would be great on EA Originals, I think. But it's not. Okay, so I suppose the big one, which hopefully I've got something of, I do, thank gosh, is Battlefield 1. We knew it was coming, we've seen teasers, blah, 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 blah. Here we go, let's look at some real gameplay. They showed a pretty cool trailer during the conference, and then afterwards, they showed off about an hour and a half, I think, full up. I watched about an hour of it, on and off, of just a 64-player match running. So 64 players, World War One, pretty fucking cool. We had, we of course had to get the big dogs in. So Snoop Dogg, Jamie Foxx, Zac Efron, and Terry Crews were there. I believe some other big gamers were there as well.
I'm sure they were.
The best part was, of course, when they cut to Snoop Dogg with a big fucking joint hanging out. But he was playing pretty well. I guess it gives him his edge. He's used to it. You got to feed him with a fucking brick to make him feel anything now.
He slammed Xbox a little while ago, so I'm surprised that
What for?
he did this Twitter thing where he's like, "Fuck you, Xbox, get your servers sorted. This is bullshit," and it went viral.
Ah, well. He can rage.
He can do what he wants.
It's all good. So, Battlefield 1. What's interesting about it, what's new about it, it looks pretty. It's very slick.
It does.
It's full destruction environment, so closer to sort of Bad Company 2, it looked like. One of the things that you would have seen in the footage is they like showing off these big machines, like the blimp.
Yeah.
So you can get a blimp, bring it in, pretty good. Now, what is fucking cool about this is that you should shoot down the blimp, it crashes to the ground, killing everyone, and then the wreckage stays there.
Oh.
So if you shoot it down above a little village, it'll wipe out the village, and then there'll just be the twisted steel of the blimp there for the rest of the match.
That's cool.
Which is pretty cool, I thought.
I'm surprised that you're so excited about this. I didn't know
I
you
just
got
think
so
it looks
excited
nice.
about
Hey,
first-person shooters.
No, I really... No, you know what? I love AAA, and I love shooters and everything. I just am bored of many of them.
Yeah.
I think that's actually going to come up with a few other things we're talking about later, where there's nothing wrong with it, but geez, have I fucking done with this 10 years ago. I think this looks really cool, and I am very interested in playing it. But, other than them shooting down stuff and everything. Actually, you know what? The blimp falling down, it reminded me of when I was playing Tomorrow Children last week. When the monster could fall over the city and then we had to mine the monster out. So good. Yeah. So that was the majority of EA. I don't think we've missed anything else of importance. They announced some Star Wars games that had already been announced. We didn't previously have names for them. We still don't. They showed us some footage of Visceral's new Star Wars game, the third-person one coming out next year, I believe. 6 seconds of someone walking out a doorway. It looked like a nice doorway. And he had a cloak on or something. I don't remember. He was wearing pants. They're really... At the beginning of EA's conference, they said, we've got so much to show you and so much on the floor, so we can't show you everything here. It's so packed. And then most of their videos were behind the scenes, feel good of we're working hard on video games.
Yeah.
Well, the next game we're going to make it good. You know, we felt if we put all our energy in it and the way that the community feeds us, it's going to be the best blah ever.
I got that with the Star Wars presentation. It
was
about 6
why
minutes
bother?
of them telling us how we're supposed to feel to how we're supposed to react to something that they refuse to show us.
Yeah.
It was prepping us, but make sure when you see the game, this is how it makes you feel.
I feel like they're overestimating the Star Wars hype, that they can just be Star Wars and walk off and be and expect people to be excited.
I think it's a cognitive dissonance where they don't realize there's so much bad Star Wars content out there.
Yeah, but it all sells pretty well.
Sure. So but we don't all have fond memories for all of Star Wars.
It might be good for their shareholders, but why do the rest of us care?
Yeah, they're milking a lot of stuff. There's so much merch, and I just hope that they're not gonna try and do too much with the video game stuff and ruin it.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, we've got the two third-person shooters, but they're a year apart. Battlefront 2, they didn't announce Battlefront 2.
Oh, didn't they?
There's apparently a new Battlefront supposed to come next year, but maybe it'll just be more expansions or something. I don't know. We'll see. I feel EA, for what was a juggernaut, they've got some juggernaut franchises and titles. They had 6 games. And they're a publisher. They're not a studio or something. They've got about the same turnout as Bethesda, which is, yes, they're getting a lot bigger. But it's not an EA. They're not a EA Sports or in the game kind of thing. No. Speaking of which, Bethesda. So Bethesda brought a few surprises. Not many, because everything leaked this year. Almost nothing was not leaked before any of these shows, which is kind of sad. But the first one, which did surprise me, because I hadn't paid attention to the leaks, is one which I feel really, really uncomfortable about. But, I'll give some people the benefit of the doubt. This is Quake Championships or Champions or something like that. It's a new Quake game. There's no footage seen of it yet. There's just a CGI trailer, which gives us lots of mixed feelings. So it's sort of taking more designs from Quake 3. I'd love them to go back to Quake 1. I don't know if either of you are real Quake players.
I've never played Quake, so this kind of interests me. So
yeah.
get into it, but...
Well, if they were going to do a modern Quake, it would be sort of like the new Doom. Except in a more gothic setting than a hellish setting. But then Quake became a few things, because Quake 2 became this sci-fi thing with the Strogg, and then Quake 3 was just an arena game. what they have said is though that it's an arena game with characters with special abilities, which instantly makes the arena game player in me go like, that's not an arena game. But that said, well, if it was just, I mean, we've got a new Unreal Tournament, we've got a bunch of other things.
I was going to say, you do see a character, I think, in the trailer pick up someone else's gun, so it seems like those arena elements are hidden away somewhere in there.
Well, yeah, hopefully it's still an arena, and it just has characters that you pick, so like they're showing abilities like sort of teleported abilities and runs and things like that. And most of the guns are classic Quake guns. So, but also, I mean, they did just make Doom, which is the fucking best first-person shooter I've played in years. So, but id's not making it. But Bethesda's in charge of it, and Bethesda was in charge of id, and let's face it, id is not what it used to be. They're just a team being controlled by Bethesda. So maybe it'll be real fucking good, or maybe it'll be terrible. I don't know.
Well, speaking of best FPSs we've played in years,
yeah.
For me it was Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh.
The New Order, and maybe we got teased a little something there.
I like the way you've taken control of this.
Yeah.
Stepping in here.
Sort of tickled me in my special places.
This is some good internship work.
Gonna come out with the best reference.
So during the intro to the
we saw that beautiful little DOS intro with the dates of all the releases,
and they had basically all id games.
Yeah,
and there was a folder in that list which we did not recognize called.
Did not. I've blanked on the name.
New Colossus.
New Colossus, and the date was blank.
But it could just be referring to that poem about the Statue of Liberty.
It could be, but that would be an odd direction for a video game.
Maybe you have to fight the Statue of Liberty in the next Wolfenstein.
That could be interesting.
Maybe you have to control it like a robot, like in Ghostbusters.
No, I'd be into it.
That'd be good. 1 second. I'm back. So we don't actually know if that was real.
No, but that is the one I have the most feelings about.
I think it's a season. Are you going to give it an award?
Yeah, I'm going to give it the Princess Peach Award for showing me the least, but exciting me the most.
Okay.
She's dressed in a conservative way. Get it? It's a sexual thing, Paul.
I don't understand sexual things. I am pure as the driven snow, driven deep with a large cock. Speaking of first-person shooters from Bethesda, we have another announcement that was stealth announced, but we didn't know what it would be. They have now announced Prey 2. Which I will also point out has taken on the annoying trend of dropping whatever number it is in a series and just calling itself Prey.
Sorry to interrupt, but didn't we have Prey 2? Or we had a Prey 2 demo.
We had Prey 2 now 2 or 3 threes ago. Human Head. They were making it. It was about a space bounty hunter who was one of the people on the plane that was abducted at the beginning of the first Prey. Apparently he would cross over with Tommy later in the game. That game looked really cool. It was sort of like a Blade Runner-y, sci-fi, crazy thing. And it got cancelled. And then this game has gone into production and has absolutely no connection to that game whatsoever. And it's going more of a horror route. So basically you're on this space station and the space station gets taken over by something bad. And then you've got to shoot it with your guns. Yeah.
I'm really excited for Prey, Doom 3.
Maybe, yeah. What I do like in the cinematic trailer, because let's point out this is not game footage, this is all just a CGI trailer, that the enemies is sort of like gloopy goo.
Oh yeah, the shadows.
Yeah, enemies that don't have like a fixed profile. So something that's just, we can't quite pin down. It can sort of move around in an unexpected way. So I like that at least. I have no idea about anything else. Did you guys get anything else from what they've said?
Prey, so I'm like,
well, we've told you about the sphincters.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I didn't get much. I'm not sure how I feel about the Memento weird sort of thing where
doing each day,
and then he gets a video from himself.
Well, then his mirror turns into a video. Well, his mirror turns into another version of himself, which then talks to him. Whatever. It means nothing because we have no context.
It's very Rorschach.
Yeah, it's a game, probably.
Yeah.
That may or may not be cancelled before it comes out. Okay, but that doesn't mean we don't have another first-person shooter from Bethesda.
Sorry, and again, I just want to say on Prey, I love the idealistic future that they have. Like, I was excited for that part of the trailer, and then they're like, but oh no, monsters!
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. Like, you could have done something else with this, but oh wells. Finally, up on the first-person shooter side, unless you count, is Fallout 4 a first-person shooter?
Not really.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even call this a first-person shooter. Oh,
How is
like
Dishonored not
It
a
is.
first-person shooter?
I think Call of Duty, like, shooting.
If it's not Broseph, it's not first-person.
Well, yes.
I actually don't have much to say about Dishonored 2, other than it's still looking really smexy.
Oh, it looks beautiful. But
Yeah.
I've never played Dishonored, so I don't know much about it.
It's fun. It is sort of Thief in a more magical world, because there's a little bit of magic in Thief.
Oh, yeah.
You're an assassin that's been framed for a crime you did not commit.
Steampunk
And
sort of mask thing going?
the world runs on whale oil.
Oh!
That's
Is that
why.
in the first one as well?
Yeah. That's why there's dead whales around the place. It's fucking cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I for some reason I'm really excited by murdered whales.
I enjoyed Dishonored, but it wasn't memorable. Like, I remember enjoying it, but I don't really remember the story at all, really. I know there was a girl or something that was saved, and that's the girl you save, right? Is now?
Yeah, well, it's a dual protagonist game. You get to pick to play one of them, apparently, which is weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
normally
I
it would split between protagonists,
Yeah.
but now it's like, oh no, choose one or the other. Coming later this year, it's looking pretty nice. It's got a little bit of darkness in there as well.
Yeah, I love that shadow crawl move that we just saw there.
But will Mike Patton be voicing your arms? Because that in the second Darkness game, Mike Patton played your tentacles.
Really?
Yeah. His greatest role of all time.
That's
except
incredible.
for being the world's greatest musician. Other things. I don't even think we really need to bring it up. Skyrim remaster. Everyone said it was happening, and it's happening.
Yeah.
Which just means they've put on a couple of extra filters, and the textures are slightly higher for the console version. And then, this is the real reason. This is what some people were skipping over. It's got nothing to do with making a slightly prettier version of Skyrim. It's giving consoles the ability to play mods. Just like you can in Fallout 4 now. So I suppose that's good if you're into Skyrim, because it sure makes it a fuller game to play around with.
It's a good excuse to replay it. I'll probably replay it.
Yeah,
Give it a
I'll dive
chance.
back into it.
I'll continue to not play it for more than like an hour ever and just be like, ugh, why do people like this?
I did think they did a good job of like communicating it, because I played it on PC, so when they showed the footage of it on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and then they showed the updated higher res, more high def pixels. We'll get more into the better pixels later, I suppose. But
High quality pixels.
high quality pixels, I'm sorry. But it made a big difference, and I thought, yeah, because so much of Skyrim on PC was just, look how pretty it is over here. Look how detailed this dead Draugr corpse is.
How detailed was it?
It's pretty detailed, man.
That's pretty good. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Bethesda?
There was some Fallout 4 DLC, which isn't a big deal, but I'm actually excited about it.
What was wasn't it just more workshop shit?
Yeah, I love that shit. I'm like, fuck
The
yeah.
Rube Goldberg workshop. Did you see the trailer?
No.
With the pinballs and like contraptions to feed your dog and stuff?
You couldn't pay me to give a shit.
I'm looking forward to watching the GIFs of other people who have created fantastic.
So if I went fantastic physics things, I want to go to like Besiege or a game like that.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like really solid and it looks great. Well, Fallout 4 is just like, hey look, we kind of hacked this in. It's like,
But maybe they hacked it in really well, and there's a theme park.
I did see the theme park. I did like the theme park.
Why wouldn't you build a theme park before, clearing up all the debris and clutter on the ground?
Yeah. Why clear out someone's drawers of 1,000-year-old screws? I found some glue. That's fucking valuable.
It is.
Yeah.
When you can just build Disneyland.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Okay. Now, before we move on to the big stuff, I have become overly paranoid about the camera not recording, so I'm going to go check it.
Do it.
You two sing while I'm gone.
Because that's something I do often.
Yeah. What is with the singing, by the way?
She just refuses.
But why do they
That's
keep wanting
terrible.
me to? That's
Because
the
you
real
refuse.
question.
So, in great news, everyone, the camera was recording.
Thank God.
Best news.
Now, I actually...
Because I don't want to have to pretend to give a fuck about EA
Yeah.
again.
I think EA has had I think they're flat out the worst conference this year.
Yeah, like, I mean,
And
it's not over, but...
There's nothing abysmal about it. There was no, like, embarrassing... It's just, like, it was just nothing.
I think flat out is flat. The conference was flat. It started with nothing, ended with nothing.
Yeah, okay. Before we get onto the big consoles, let's actually go through Ubisoft's conference. So, Ubi had a relatively big conference, a few announcements, some cool things. Let's talk about South Park.
Oh, let's.
So, South Park... looks exactly the same as Stick of Truth, which means it looks amazing because that game looks like the television show. Which, let's face it, I still think it's like the most perfect looking game of all time. Because what else would you change?
Yeah,
it is exactly what it means to look like. You cannot improve it in any way, really. The sequel is about all the kids playing superheroes, which is very poignant.
Always a fun arc.
In the conference, I don't know if you watched the actual conference of it. Got Trey and Matt out there, and they just talked a bunch of shit, which is fantastic.
The trailer's really funny.
Yeah, the trailer's great. They went through a few of the gameplay mechanic changes. Basically, the combat, there's now more positioning in it, so you can like dash from side to side and knock people over and push people into people and stuff like that. So that adds a little bit extra, which is good because I thought the combat was fine in the first one, but you're pretty much done with it by the end. So
like the
elements.
combat in the first one was super functional, but I was only going through it to get to the next joke.
Yeah. Which, frankly, even if the combat was great, I'd still be doing because
it was hilarious.
Current South Park writing seems so good. I think it's in its golden age at the moment.
I don't know how, but South Park seems to always be better than it used to be.
Yeah, it's weird going back to the beginning of South Park.
A hilarious show at the time, but
it's so not where it's gone to now.
Yeah.
It's
it
cool.
had that sort of brilliant lowest common denominator confrontation about it, but like that was like a sort of a pre-real internet social media stuff, so they were the only ones out there being horrible before we all got onto the internet to prove how horrible we were on the inside.
Okay. Now, one thing that excited me, it got leaked yesterday because everything leaks before it comes out, but we suspected there was going to be a new game in the Grow Home series.
Really?
And there is. It's called Grow Up.
Oh, that's cute.
So instead of just being this one island that you build this beanstalk back up in space, they give you an entire planet to explore now and a whole bunch of new mechanisms to explore it.
Looks great.
Now, here's the disappointing part. When it was announced, when it leaked, it was leaked because it got classified, and the release date was today.
Oh.
Ooh.
So we were like, oh, they're going to go like, and it's out now! And they didn't. It's out like in 2 months. Like, boom. Still soon. August, yeah. So still soon, but not today.
Not soon enough.
And you know what? Because I keep forgetting that we're doing this awards thing, so I'm going to give an award here. I'll give my Olimar, because that seems to be in the same... so grow up there, because I really like that. And as long as... If they tap into a little bit of like the Outer Worlds design, which I don't know if you played Outer Worlds, it's it gives you a small universe to explore. And when you go places, there's little stories to discover and work out how it all goes together. So if they just make the world have a little bit of storytelling and a little bit of intricacy that connects, then I think fucking amazing game. Because Grow Home was like good, but it finished when it needed to finish. If this is going to be a bit bigger, it's good.
I've never actually played Grow Home.
It's about climbing.
I really should play it. I'm pretty sure it's on the Humble Bundle right now. Probably.
Yeah, it was on PlayStation Plus a little while.
Yeah, PS Plus.
I played it a little bit. I didn't like the gameplay mechanics.
You didn't like going climb.
No.
You get so fast that climb, because each trigger is a hand.
Oh yeah.
So you go climb, and then you start getting jetpacks and cool things, and you don't have to climb so much anymore. It's pretty funky.
So it's a climbing game where the goal is to not climb.
Ubisoft made a climbing game. I know it's strange. Okay, Assassin's Creed this year? No Assassin's Creed.
Wow.
They did not do Assassin's Creed. Well, we kind of knew they weren't, but when they started bringing it up, they go, "Oh, Assassin's Creed." I go, like, "Is this going to be an unexpected?" No, they just talked about the movie.
No.
Oh.
It's there.
Sense.
But in place of Assassin's Creed is not the game that just started playing behind me. Of course, we knew it was coming. Watch Dogs 2. And that's not the game either. That's Ukulele.
No.
Just play the... Stop moving, phone! Why are you broken? Why are you broken so much, phone?
This one. Yay.
So, Watch Dogs 2.
Someone talk me through Watch Dogs 1, please.
What?
I remember seeing the trailer for Watch Dogs and be like, this looks cool. And then it was like...
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
It
had-
also felt like a game that never came out.
It came
It
out.
had like a staggered release or something, right?
No, it was the most pre-ordered game in history. Oh no, pre-ordered new IP, sorry. Slight thing there. But still, very impressive. But then, of course, that's just marketing's impressiveness. That's not a claim for the game. But people like the idea.
Yeah.
So-
I got sucked in.
Yeah.
Was it when he like...
Did you really feel sucked in, or were you just a little bit disappointed? Did you feel like you'd been...
I was disappointed once I played it.
But did you feel like it had been a switcheroo, or just wasn't... Just this game isn't that good?
Both, like, it did... I felt like it was going to have all this cool, like, hacking stuff, and it didn't really.
So, this game has some cool hacking stuff that we do know is in it. One of the things they've done is that you can hack any vehicle. So one of the gameplay elements they show off is you crouch behind a car as cover, because let's face it, every third-person game seems to be a cover-based shooter. An enemy is crouched behind another car. You just point at that other car, hit the hack button, and then you've got control over that other car. You can just drive it away from the enemy, or try and drive over the enemy if you want. So seamless sort of integration with that. You've got a little drone. You've got this little hopper car thing that you can do, which sort of seem like tools that you have. The story's more about the sort of rebellious teen, like probably Bernie Sanders fans, in a much more colourful world as well.
Yeah.
It's San Fran, isn't it? Yeah, San Fran. There's a bridge behind it. That's it. So it looks a lot more colourful. They've added a parkour system, not a parkour system. I love
Parkour? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, I did say parkour, but then I said pakora, which is a delicious fried onion snack.
Yeah.
Which I used to have it when we went to the cinema. I'm sure people in the cinema hated the fact that I brought in a fried onion snack.
That's the worst.
Watch Dogs 2. I am cautiously optimistic.
Same.
Yes, I think it looks really nice.
It's just a nice trailer.
There's a lot of gameplay they put out. This trailer is obviously it's cinematic, it's put together, but there's a lot of gameplay to go watch as well, so I implore you to go watch that if you're interested. I hope it just delivers on the promise of Watch Dogs.
Seems a little bit more GTA than the last one.
Yeah,
I can get that vibe.
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say. It just seems to be fun. It's a bit more fun. Like, you're not just the guy with an iconic cap.
Yeah. Skeptical.
Yeah. It's fine to be skeptical.
I'm sorry, I'm still a bit ambivalent towards it.
That's fine.
I haven't been talked into it.
I haven't thrown any of my awards at it. But now, maybe one that you'll all enjoy. Like the stupidest trailer, the best trailer of the show so far. Ubisoft have announced Trials of the Blood Dragon. This is a mashup, which actually was sort of found out ages ago, last year.
Oh, really?
It was found and nothing came of it. Apparently it was right. We just didn't know. So this is a crossover of Blood Dragon and the Trials series. And the weirdest thing that I found in this, I love Trials. Motorcycle, stunny game and everything. It's cool. That some of these levels they're showing are like running on foot, firing a gun.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I'm like, is this Trials or not?
Yeah, I was like, I don't understand what the foot aspects are going to be. But then,
some more delicious parkour.
Doritos, if it's anything like Doritos Crash Course, that was on feet, and that was a fantastic stunt running game. So that works fine for me. A big variety of vehicles, a big variety of just jokes and styles and things. It just looks like basically it lets them add even more gameplay mechanics to Trials.
Yeah.
Because
it's a good excuse to get back into it.
Because that's the thing I find. Like, every time they release a new one, I just go, I finished all the levels in the last one. I can just go play the last one.
Yeah.
I have to say, it took me so long to figure out what was happening with this Trials. I'm a super sucker for Western RPGs.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. I'll get them all and play them for 10 minutes and create a character. I'm like, look how burly and strong I am, and then never touch it. That was the same with Skyrim before. I'm going to dive right into it. So I saw Trials of the Blood Dragon. I'm like, well, this is a trailer where it's going to be a heavily CGI'd guy picking up a sword as he walks into a dungeon, and then slowly the words started to make sense in my brain of Trials and what Blood Dragon was.
Okay, let's quickly just finish up the other big games there, because there's so much to talk about, and I don't mind if this is going to be a long show, but there's still so much to talk about. Okay, we saw more of For Honor. I don't know if I've got any footage of it. I'll just check.
I think I watched this one.
For Honor, third person. When originally I used to call it Dynasty Warriors crossed with Dark Souls, which is the most two opposite games a game could possibly be. I don't know if I would still stick by that, but basically you are one of an ancient warrior. So you can be a Viking, like an ancient samurai. You may actually change through them in the story, and
I think
a medieval guy.
Yeah, no. I think the implication I got was that there was campaigns for each. There was a Viking campaign, a knight campaign, and a
that makes
samurai
sense.
campaign.
Okay.
And then I think the multiplayer almost, as well as just fighting each other, becomes a bit MOBA-ish because there's normal enemies around everywhere, and that's where it gets a bit Dynasty Warriors. But the combat feels more substantial than that. It's not just let's spin around and everyone around me dies. But then littered around the battlefield will be significant warriors, again like Dynasty Warriors, except instead of going up to them and spinning next to them for 2 minutes, you go up next to them and you have an actual fight, which feels really heavy and really impactful. And it's interesting having the mix of that there's battle happening around you, and these guys are so big and so heavy, and it's interesting.
I'm actually quite intrigued on this one. I'm sort of leaning towards.
I would love to see if there's actually a MOBA-ish element to the way the multiplayer is laid out.
Although to be fair, I'm not quite all that interested in the multiplayer. I think just
I won't necessarily play it. I just want to see if they're doing it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Because it seems interesting.
Because the world could always use more Battleborn. Kill Paul.
Game is terrible.
Just to put on my...
I mean, if you like it, it's fine.
To put on my James Bacon hat for a second. I always like the idea of Dynasty Warriors because of the power fantasy element of it. Being like this awesome, brutish samurai that can jump 3 stories in the air and spin an axe around and just lay waste to my enemies. But in actuality, it was always a little bit on the dull side.
Damn. I thought I had the trailer for the new Dynasty Warriors game. Which is
there one?
Yes, which was announced and has the Berserk license. So if you give a shit about Berserk or anything in that, I'm going to throw that off the table because it's annoying me, let alone anyone that's watching the footage. I don't really care about Berserk, but other people seem to care a lot.
I think it's a cartoon, right? It's one of those Chinese cartoons that the kids are into.
Yeah. I think it's one of those Arabian sort of animations, comics. They call them Arabian comics, I think.
Really?
No.
I'm like, what?
I believe it's an anime.
Gullible.
They're called the Persian Funnies.
The Persian Funnies. I like it. Okay. Other things. Let's finish up Ubi with some amazing announcements. A Star Trek game played solely in VR by a group of people solely in VR. A Star Trek Bridge Commander, which I can tell you already is going to be fucking great if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Because
do I want to do it though?
I don't know. Well, what is it? It's Artemis. I've already played games like this, and they're fucking great. They are awesome. Having a spaceship that's controlled by multiple people is super fun. And Star Trek is a license that many people like.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately,
it's done okay. It's been around for a couple of years now.
Fortunately, I'll have to get a group of 4 or 5 people with VR headsets.
Yeah, is it local?
I'm sure. Oh no, you wouldn't be able to do it locally.
Yeah, so multiplayer, online multiplayer.
Yeah, online, or I guess you could LAN it.
Yeah.
Which would still seem best way of doing it. Okay, even now, just thinking about the practical setup of this game, totally impractical to play this fucking game.
Yeah, I've actually gotten that feeling from a few more games we'll talk about later. That, I'm going to feel very lonely with the next batch of games coming out and the coordination it requires from friends and people around you.
I can get friends around, but I can't necessarily get friends with hardware.
Yeah.
Especially ones that can bring me the hardware, because I can't afford it.
Well, actually, I think I've gotten to the point where I'm more likely to have friends with hardware than with the time to play and all that.
True. We are all busy losers. No, great idea. I just don't know when I'll ever get to play the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, online,
there'll be forums and stuff.
There'll be forums and people will play online. But to go play in the same room, that's where it feels really cool. To see how to call out and everything. But I suppose that's what the VR's doing. It's making you feel like you're in the same room.
Well, here's the plan. We'll get 4 headsets, a Tarago, and we'll just drive around finding people who want to play.
I can get you a Tarago. It's taped over the windows of that thing. Okay. I've got one more notable game. There are a few other things at Ubisoft, like New Ghost Recon, which I still think looks good, but we've looked at that plenty of times. Finally, they had sort of a new announcement at the end. Steep is the name of the game. Very similar to the sort of indie project Snow, which unfortunately is now probably going to be forgotten because Steep is sort of made a little bit more slickly and is a open world, extreme sports game where you got snowboards and skis and wingsuits and parachutes and all sorts of things in a big open world mountain with lots and lots of nice Ubisoft sharing things. Like, I just did this sick run off a cliff and it was fucking great, so I'm going to mark that as a track for my friends to discover on the mountain, and then we can all compare our times and we can meet up and we can do sick tricks together. So it's kind of like Burnout if it was on the snow and the cars were people, like Rocket League.
And an engine was gravity.
Yeah. Gravity's the greatest engine. I have a weirdly soft spot for these concepts.
Oh, really?
I actually played quite a bit of
I love SSX.
Yep,
that was a great game.
Oh, that feels like a different game to this, though.
SSX is a bit different, but SSX there's been a few different SSX games now that I've played a few. Some of them are more like an old Tony Hawk, and some of them are closer to something like this. But not quite this. I reckon as long as there's enough people that want to do this, I reckon they're on for something pretty cool here. Yeah, I'm really kind of like, I can get this. Especially if I can go and play around, if I got other friends on there doing it. It's like,
yeah, that's true.
Burnout Paradise was an amazing multiplayer game because of the communal features of it and just like doing little tasks together and everyone playing in the same area. So if you can create a playground where people can play and be creative, it'd be good.
I would be interested to see how deeply people can interact with each other on this. Because I got the impression that everyone's doing everything at the same time. So people are skiing at the same time as people are base jumping. As people are...
I assume it's not going to be like an MMO server, but I assume you can join up with people locally.
Yeah, it would be...
Look like maybe there's like a ping button. Hook me up with people in my area.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be kind of right.
I made that up. That was just my idea. I haven't checked if that's there.
Snow, do that in the film.
Sorry about my disgusting cough. I'll be killing these two later with it. Okay. Now do we start the bigs or do we hit PC quickly?
PC quickly.
Have we said enough about this? Because this seems like a big thing with all the social media aspects to it.
Well, I just don't know much more to talk about.
Yeah, this seems like a pretty radical shift.
What surprised me was that this was their finisher. Ubisoft said, stream sports game.
This is... like, I'm not sure how to feel about it, but like it's the one that has left the biggest impression on me in terms of how much I'm thinking about it. Of all I've seen from E3, I just think...
What about this sparkly little girl?
Not really. Not yet. I'll find something better for her.
Looks like a snow queen.
Yeah, because it's... as I lose my train of thought, it's just because it's that shift to everything social, and it's like you can post it to Instagram, you can post it to Twitter, and they're really going hard at approaching this from a different angle when everyone else is doing VR, and I suppose this is going to have that element too.
I don't know if it supports VR.
Interesting, because like that stuff's been in mobile games for like a while now, so I feel like
that's true.
I mean, like you look at Drive Club. Drive Club had fantastic social sharing. Literally, like every corner you take, like every part of a race in that game measures your performance. So you might be the world's shittest player. All you do is run into walls, but on that one corner, you're number 3. And
which is a hell of an achievement.
Yeah, that kind of data and it also gives them more content. You get to the mountain, they've got all these runs that they've created.
Yeah,
and then they go, well, not just these runs. Every single person playing this game has these runs as the runs that you do, you can create, and then that's shared, and then you will meet up and it can be real. It has been done, but it's a good thing, so keep doing it.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like a bit how I don't know how to feel it, because it's a little blank slate-ish. Like it seems like this game will be completely dictated by a community. If the community's healthy and creative and challenging themselves, this will be
it'll have its own runs, but its continued existence will be driven by the community, I would imagine. And then when you get to play that cool snow train, they're going to bring that in, right?
I just want the like hot chocolate at the lodge DLC.
You know what? I'm going to executive order and I'm gonna skip the PC gaming show for now. It was okay, but most of the stuff on it we'd seen in some form or another.
I don't even know what's on it.
We quickly saw Tyranny, which pretty much looks like all the other Obsidian games at the moment. You don't really get a lot from that from the trailer. That'll be from playing it. Vampire, which we are very excited. Maybe we play Vampire trailer and talk about that for a minute.
I haven't seen that.
I missed it, and I love Masquerade. It's possibly
this is
in my top 5 games.
No, this is not Masquerade.
Oh no, that was something completely different.
Yeah. So, Vampire is from our Game of the Year winner last year, Don't Nod, who have gone away from making a hipster little indie story game back to making a more of an action-oriented game, which is an RPG, in which you play a vampire, with very Bloodborne-inspired combat, and it's from a great fucking team, and it looks great, and it's sexy. And every time I talk about it, I just say, I really don't know much about it, other than it's sexy. One of the things they have pushed in the story that's talked about is that you having to decide who you will kill to live. So you need to kill people to survive. So you, at points, will have to choose who you're going to kill, and it will have story impact. Which is a fun idea. It's a fun little... And if they're going to focus on that idea for their storytelling, then that's a good point, because this is Victorian vampires. You can do anything. So that seems to be where they'll be. And other than that, just beating the shit out of people, drinking their blood.
No, so I got confused because I think Vampires a few months ago, White Wolf was acquired by...
Someone acquired them, I don't remember.
Paradox?
Maybe? That sounds... I don't really remember. No. But that was a story that happened.
So, fingers crossed it's on the horizon. But I really do like the idea of a storyline where your choices...
I just love vampire shit. It's
really?
great, yeah.
Well, and Don't Not have made 2 games so far. Remember Me, which was a flawed but really, really interesting game, and then they expanded on a bunch of those ideas and made Life is Strange, which we all fucking loved.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah. Chloe's my girl.
And I have great confidence in them when it comes to a decision-making tree because of Life is Strange.
I saw a mod this week for Life is Strange, which turns Max into an emo.
Oh, I did see that.
Which is great, just the real thick eyeliner around and fishnets on the arms and
beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Okay, so first of the big 3, of which we only have 2, was Microsoft. Microsoft had a lot of things to show off. One of them was new consoles. That's right, not just 1, but 2. We have the Xbox One S, which seems to be just their version of Slim, which they tend to do every generation, which it looks fine, it looks sexy. The current version's white. If you're into that sort of thing, I personally don't like to put my color purchase like that.
They didn't include a Kinect port, so they're just like, see ya.
Yeah, the Kinect is fucking dead, which I was really sad about. I really wanted, but I mean, it's already dead. I mean, I lost my dreams of the Kinect being a thing long ago. But yeah, it's done. So that's it. They also cut out the media PVR features of it.
I didn't know it even had that.
Yeah, it worked as a digital set-top box in the US. I don't really think it did anything in Australia. So I guess we didn't miss out on anything there. And I think they took out the second HDMI port, so you can't use it as a pass-through device.
Yeah.
But that wasn't really the appeal anyway. The other hardware they announced was the other bit of the rumor, which we all thought was part of the console they were going to announce, which is Project Scorpio. And of course, we all just assume Scorpio is the name of an evil mastermind. Scorpio. Anyway.
And now you're going to get him seeing the rest of the song?
No.
Anyway. So the evil project is a new Xbox console, which will be compatible with all Xbox One games and hardware. And it is vastly more powerful than the current Xbox One. It will allegedly make current games better and then have its own games, which it will play at a native 4K. I don't know when native 4K gaming has suddenly become so exciting. They can barely do 1080.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You know how many fucking games export their video in 1080 for me to put on the show? On the consoles, maybe a third of them. Nothing fucking does 1080. They're upscaling or doing something. And now everyone's suddenly, we need 4K? How many people you know with a 4K TV?
Yeah, 0. Unless you have one.
No, I don't. I'm
still 0.
I'm poor. I just steal everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the resolution hype. I'm sure it'll be good eventually.
It'll be future-proof, I guess. But still, 4K content is not
Yeah.
Like I work in media. No one's creating it. Like some people are, yes, but on the whole, it's not a thing. But what the power will be used for more directly is VR. So that will give Microsoft quite the edge on other consoles because at the moment, even though I still call it Project Morpheus, even though it's just PlayStation VR now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Such a boring name.
Yeah.
Morpheus was boss. Like Morpheus is just running off the PS4, which, as we say, already can't push 1080 on most games.
Yeah.
And needs to be able to push at least 60 frames per second on the output, and it's like, yeah, Morpheus games are going to look okay.
Yeah.
But Microsoft will have the edge of like, hey, you want something that looks like a high-end PC VR experience? Which could be there. I haven't got to use PlayStation VR yet. I don't know if it's going to make me vomit.
Neither, really. I think the games would be a lot more basic. Like, I'm so torn right now. I don't know which one I want to invest in. And,
well, this is the hard thing at all. If you don't have an Xbox One or a PS4, like...
Which is me.
Yeah.
So in this situation.
If you wanted a gaming machine tomorrow, what would you do?
Because Wii U.
Hey, at least it's over. You know exactly what you're getting on that. Plus, you've got everything that's there now, plus Zelda.
I'm pretty sure they're going to backlog that Zelda to the GameCube again.
That'd be good.
No, I don't know.
Because
I'd probably go PlayStation.
We've got a new PlayStation coming out in a few months
if
too.
you'd asked me yesterday, I would have gone PlayStation without a doubt.
Yeah.
But now, the direction Microsoft is heading with the extra power, like you say,
But PlayStation's doing that too. They're doing the PlayStation Neo, which they didn't show at E3.
Well, which I know nothing about.
So, neither do we have anything confirmed, but it's allegedly a more powerful 4K capable PS4, which may be able to run games better, but cannot have its own features. There's a thick document on what developers are allowed to do with it. You can't lock features just to the Xbox, to the PS4 Neo.
Which is kind of disappointing.
Well, it's true, yeah.
And it's very un-Nintendo, isn't it?
Yes, it is very un-Nintendo. No, it isn't. It's exactly Nintendo. Fucking the 2DS. What was it? Not the XL. What was the other one that had its own thing? And then the new 3DS has more power in it. Only some games can run on the new 3DS.
Yeah,
so apparently they're being very Nintendo.
But I thought PlayStation couldn't do that.
Well, they can now.
Oh, PlayStation are allowed to make
you mean that they don't let them cut people out? Oh, yes.
Yeah, like Nintendo were like,
I bet they will.
How great is this game on the 3DS? The new 3DS.
I bet you 1 year after it's launched, Sony will drop those restrictions.
Yeah.
Because
it'll have to evolve the console.
Because what it's looking like at the moment is that the console market is taking the phone market's strategy, which is you're expected to get a new one every 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Or if you're a crazy person, every year. Do either of you crazy people?
No.
With phones, yes.
No, the last phone I had for 4.5 years.
Good work. Fist bump. No fist bump for you. Every year. What are you?
An Apple
Christmas?
child?
Oh, no.
I liked my joke.
Christmas every year.
Okay, so that's big hardware news there. They also talk further about what they're calling Xbox Play Anywhere, which is you buy the game once and you play it on both PC and Xbox, which is good for me.
Yeah,
because I will potentially get an Xbox One backlog while playing them on my PC, which will be good. Okay, so games. So we got some games for you. Let's talk about a video game made for the Xbox One, of which I'm about to launch a video for.
Let's do that, Paul.
I can't choose which one, so let's use that. Let's start talking, smaller, but it's still a pretty big game. We've got Recore. Recore was announced last year. We didn't see a whole lot of it last year, just a cinematic trailer. And this year, we got to see a bit of actual gameplay. So we're looking at a third-person platformer, puzzle, a little bit of action in it. And in fact, there was a lot more platforming than I expected when I was watching the trailer.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, which... Are we starting to rejoin the world of the 3D platformer?
Oh, I sort of hope we are.
Because there's some good ones coming around.
I'm excited.
There's even a couple of smaller indie ones that are coming out that look better than the old ones we used to play, so there's still a step up. But then In fact, because I've like half launched Ukulele a few times, we better launch that soon.
Yeah.
Because that's fucking amazing.
No, I'm excited about the 3D platforms because I remember playing them as a young man.
It's
When I
almost
was
one
a
of my
young
favorite
man.
genres.
It was, but it was so intensely frustrating.
Mm.
Like using those controllers, and they were so limited because I think that Nintendo 64 thumbstick only had like three points on its axis that were usable.
No, you must have just fucked yours.
Yeah.
Full analog movement, baby. 360 degrees. You're just locking it in the little notches there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's either on or off for you.
Like I said, I had 3, so I had up and I had down slide to the left, and then all the way to the right.
Just those 3 moves.
Just those 3.
That would make any platformer quite difficult to play.
But yeah, it was just the frustrations of so many things that happened back then. The camera, I remember, would always be a constant enemy. So like, I'm excited now of people who perhaps grew up going through the same pains as me.
That you might be able to
new
like
games.
destroy a new generation with those frustrations.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's great for 3D platformers? VR. Because you can actually see depth.
Yeah, that would help.
And like, the person is jumping from platform to platform in a cavern. There's not even enough lighting to tell.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know, there's an old game, Montezuma's Revenge, I think it is, or maybe it's Return. It's a first-person one. And what they did was every time, it was a first-person platformer in many ways. If you went on like a jump pad, the camera would just point straight down. And you go, boom, shoo, and you'd see your feet in a shadow, and then you just go, I'll land there, thank you.
Oh.
And then no one else ever did that fucking style, and it solved it for, that was like in the late 80s or early 90s. Wow. Yeah. Dumb people. They don't even understand.
Not learning.
Okay, so there's quite a lot of Microsoft.
But yeah, I'm excited about Recall. I think it looks great. I think it has the potential to be sort of like a real, sort of darling, fun little game that can make an impression without overstaying its welcome.
Gears of War 4. Now, I did not get footage for this. Can either of you tell me why I did not get footage for this?
I haven't even seen it. Is that why? No.
It's boring as fuck.
Oh,
no,
really?
it's this. You know what I was saying earlier? You were surprised I was excited by a first-person shooter,
Yeah.
especially a War Bro one. Because I'm watching this, and it looks fine. There's a few quality of life improvements to the interface and how things go. But as I watch them go from chest-high wall to chest-high wall, chainsawing things in half and then just popping off a few rounds and just clug. Like, this is slow, and I played 3 of these. I know there's more than 3, but I stopped at 3, and I don't need to pick up another one.
Yeah, 1 was enough for me.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think I only played the first 2, actually.
I still like the second one the best. But
Yeah,
they
I
all
can see
have
that.
their charms. And this certainly, if you want more, is going to be there. But there was nothing new about it. Actually, I'm going to totally break protocol now and then bring this up to another game. Because there was another game, very similar in name, that I felt the same way. And I almost... Because today I was quite busy, I didn't get to watch most of the Sony press conference. I hadn't really got to watch it. And I checked it in the car on my way home from work. I was not driving. Because they announced this new God of War, which again they frustratingly called God of War.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the 4th one, or actually it's more than the 4th one, but it's not. We've already got a game called God of War, guys. And I was absolutely shocked at what it was. The rumors about it being based in Norse mythology were true.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And then the actual gameplay, the only thing that I see as a problem is that some God of War fans may be fucking furious that their brawler is no longer a brawler.
Yeah, it's different.
I
love it.
It's behind the shoulder. It's fighting like powerful but less numbers of enemies in meaningful ways. It's story based, like you and your son. You've got a fucking beard. That's great.
There's like a open world element to it where, like I saw in the trailer, there's like points for discovering new locations, finding new places to hang out and bring war. And I think, as someone who's never played a God of War, this might be my first one.
Yeah, same. Like, I've never played God of War because it didn't interest me, but I'm like, this interests me.
Yeah, and because I still want like I want the crazy heavy mythology. I want all the God of War like insanity. But even when I've been playing the portable ones because they've been on PS Plus recently.
Oh, sure.
And I get tired of them within like an hour or so because just triangle X or whatever. It's like that's it. This combo seems to work. Whatever. And this, I feel like I can be made to feel very powerful, It looks like they're trying to do more story based. But just like when you're fighting giant monsters and everything, it looks fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even this, like the fact that you've got a deer that's, as big as a elephant.
Yeah, it's still got a unique setting, which still keeps it from being like a Tomb Raider or an Uncharted or something like that.
Well, I was actually going to say, when I got to the end
Look at the way the stones push out of the way.
Yeah.
Amazing.
When I got to the end of this, it's like if Uncharted was on bath salts.
Someone described this to me as like Last of Us kind of style, like the scene with Ellie.
There's a child involved.
There's a child. Well, to spoil the end of this footage, when the kids try to push the knife into the deer's neck, and then you help them slowly push the knife in. It's like, don't slowly push a knife into anything. That's not...
Poor deer's there going, come on guys, just do it. Oh, fuck you, do it.
I was flabbergasted at this game.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
This is so far away from... If this was a card game, I would have been less surprised. Like...
That's savagery.
It's back to your spoiler about the deer knife shanking.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised how much, like, for a game with a history of just constantly killing things.
Yeah.
Just that one unfortunate deer made, like, a real impact to me. Like, it was a visceral sort of real feeling as it goes through this.
And whether it's good or not at the end of the day, because we don't know, I applaud them for not just making a prettier God of War. God of War was already quite pretty. Ascension was... Some of those scenes are amazing. But, man, to actually change up a series this much... And, like, when you look at it, I mean, it's still a brawler. You're still, like, third person, but it's a different kind of third person. It's not that radical, but in this day and age, it feels like a huge change. A huge shift.
I was trying to think of something, like, that changed a game series like this.
And it's normally, like, a series that's gone from, like, 2D to 3D or something in the past. We never really have like a big AAA modern age franchise that just changes itself up.
Well, I was thinking Fallout 2 to Fallout 3. And
that's sort of the first example anyway of like an older 2D thing that's been picked.
And Resident Evil 3 to Resident Evil 4.
That's a huge shift of gameplay type. Yeah, that would probably be about... Because that's actually what I was thinking when we're thinking of like examples. Like if Uncharted, the next one controlled with tank controls like Resident Evil. And it's like fixed camera angles. People would be so angry.
My hands are already clenching with fury on an imaginary controller.
Okay, so I did skip out of Xbox's presser. So as long as we're all happy to move away from... You know what? No.
I need to shit
King DDD for just sheer gall impressiveness award on that one.
No, I need to shift back to Xbox because one of mine is for Xbox.
Okay, no, we need to go back to Xbox, definitely. But it's not even necessarily my favorite, but I'm so fucking impressed that the team went for that. So cool. Okay, next up on Xbox.
They're taking a gamble, and it's not a pachinko machine.
It's not. One of my favorite series is back, and it's back to its roots, which I like. It's Dead Rising 4, starring, finally, Frank West. When your series has a really popular protagonist that everyone likes, maybe put him in more than one game. Technically 2 games, because he was in the Wii game.
Oh, there you go.
That's different. Yeah. So thank you for bringing back Frank West.
Twitter?
Yeah, well, in the trailer, he's just like going through all these different kills that he does and everything. Thank you for bringing back the overt humor. I know that Dead Rising 3 still had a lot of the craziness, but they just hid it in all the promotional materials. This is just very, very silly. You are back where the mall was in the first game. Because the mall is still the best setting, because that's what Dawn of the Dead is. That's what this series is making fun of. And then the surrounding areas as well. So they had to expand the game a little bit.
This beautiful mayhem and chaos.
I totally forgot Dead Rising was the mall game. I'm like, is that the one that they're on a beach or something?
No, Dead Island.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I remember Dead Rising properly.
What I love, they've got a power suit and a hammer there. And I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's a reference to the cancelled Project Hammer game for Wii.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but it certainly looks like it.
I haven't seen this trailer until now, but oh my goodness. It, like, Paul, I don't want to jump the gun here, but am I allowed to have fun playing a video game again?
You are. You're allowed to have as much fun as you want.
Actually, it seems like Capcom kind of hit it out of the park with a few things.
What else will Capcom do?
We'll get to it.
Will I? Will
we not?
What else is on my Capcom list? I don't know. Stuff.
Do you want to just jump around ahead? Because, like...
what do you want to jump to?
Resident Evil 7.
I don't think I got the trailer. Oh, I might. No, but that was in the Sony conference. Listen, now,
well, that's why we're jumping.
You get first impressions from me because I have not seen this yet. I have heard things about it.
Oh, spoiler.
Fuck. You've sort of had the biggest thing spoiled for you.
What's for? Oh, well, I haven't heard much about it. I just know that it exists.
Well, the fact that it was Resident Evil was like a
the
shock.
reveal.
Like, we're just watching this horror type game.
And I believe
what is this?
there's supposed to be a demo out, like, now?
Really?
Or very soon. Exclusive to PS Plus at first, and then it opens up to Xbox One and just normal Sony in a couple of weeks or something. Yeah. Not sure, well, these guys don't know and they watched it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So the weird thing here is that this is, like, PT inspired.
Oh, very much so. Well, let's say influenced.
Well, let's influence inspired. Let's not split noses. Yeah, this is my first time seeing it. I don't know what to think. And apparently it's all going to be based around like a single location.
Really?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which, I mean, imagine basing like around like a house or a mansion or something like that. I mean, what kind of game would do that?
How are you going to get to giant set pieces with flaming trucks rolling at you?
That's true. And you know what? We were talking about Resident Evil 3 to 4.
This is another shit.
6 to 7.
And I'm excited about this one.
Yeah.
Because I think I love Resident Evil 4.
Oh, it's amazing.
I put in 7 minutes into 6 before I gave up.
5, I got about halfway through.
I finished 5 expecting it to be good the whole time. I'm like, no, it'll get good.
And it wasn't really.
No.
And really, it's like it's taking Resident Evil by the looks back to horror roots. Yeah. Which it hasn't. It's been an action game for a while now. And some of the recent ones, like the Revelations and everything, they were doing quite well. Yeah. But I don't know, it still just feels derivative. And that's where they look good, but I don't feel excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this is like, even though I had my issues with PT, I'm kind of more excited about it being under the Resident Evil label than the Silent Hill label, because Silent Hill's also become a little bit, spooky standard stuff. It's like Resident Evil making a shift towards spooky. I don't know what to expect from it.
Yeah, like, I mean, it is, they do seem pretty heavily marketing the fact that you can do it in VR, which I'm hoping...
In VR.
Yeah, I was confused. This is in VR, right?
What's this one?
Like, it's going to be in VR.
Yeah.
This. Okay.
But you can play it not in VR as well.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that, like, I'm hoping it's deeper than what we've seen. Like,
well, I don't think we've really seen much.
That's my point.
I think they did that on purpose
very
to
teasery.
do that, like, shock of, like, everyone's like, what is this game? And then, like, bam, it's Resident Evil. Like, that caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
I think it caught, like, you could hear the audience be like, what?
I even like coming up with the 7 first.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's clever. That's a clever title use.
How clever is that? No, I'm worried
Clever
about
use
it
of lettering.
is that, like, it's sort of just very spooky, well-designed, atmospheric, but all the game is the VR, like, the fact that you experience that in first person.
Can Capcom make a game without camp, though? It's gonna be campy.
I hope so.
It's
I'm
gonna have
excited for the
that's
story.
What I want. Yeah,
the story seems cool because you couldn't hear the audio there, but it starts with a line.
I'll go check it afterwards.
She's back.
I'll go check it.
And it seems to be this one central figure, and it meant she comes up.
Jill
and she's
Valentine.
Like, I hope so. And she's got like a Miss Havisham thing where she's sitting in a chair by a windowsill of a spooky house at the end. I think this one's going to be fantastic.
Okay, so back to Microsoft.
Back to Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay.
The slow child of E3.
No, they did well. Okay, let's do a quick run through this year's ID at Xbox lineup. Quite a few games, a couple exclusives. We got Deliver Us the Moon, Cuphead, Flint Hook, Far, Slime, Rancher, Shadow Tactics, Figment, so on. The Culling. Now, because I did a game after I said so on, it sounds like so on's a game. I actually just meant I wasn't going to read the entire list. I didn't remember that Ukulele was coming to it, but yeah, we really got to show that trailer. I think so. But it's now, Cuphead, that game that just went past here, I didn't have the trailer today, I'm going to show it off more next week. A game called Far. It's a game that seems to be played entirely inside this vehicle, which is controlled by you running around inside the vehicle, like jumping on controls and stuff. But it's like you're on this road trip across a desert and like shit, like you're just encountering stuff and everything. I have such a thing for you, like manually controlling vehicles in games like that, like regular human basketball or Dragon Quest Heroes Slime. Like, I love it so much. That game, out of all these games, just has me jonesing.
Really?
I love it. Otherwise, is there anything here that you were like, want to play it? Culling? So you've enjoyed the culling on PC,
Yeah,
but
and
the
I'm
final
like
version will be
a
good?
console player, like things like the culling and Stardew Valley. Like, I would
Yep,
much rather
Stardew
play
Valley.
on a console. So like
Our friends from Defiant have,
Brisbane
they got to show off Hand of Fate 2. Yeah, Represent Brothers.
Is Cuphead coming to Windows 10 as well?
It is.
Oh, good.
And I need to remind you at this point that Cuphead is terrible.
No.
Wait,
but... Yeah. I didn't put it in here, shit. I didn't put it on here. God damn it. There's too many games. You know how long this list is? We're only going to be able to go through half of the list maximum. So Cuphead, for ages, because we played it at PAX last year, and it was decided by us, and just us, that it was absolute terrible shit. It was boring and difficult in a not enjoyable way. It was because it's just a boss rush game. You hold down fire the entire time, and the bosses don't react to being shot. So it's just like all you do is just constantly hit them and you dodge things until they die. And they didn't even have a health bar then, so you just would hold it for an arbitrary amount of time until they die. And it was not enjoyable, and we were having a bad time, which is really a pity because it's one of the most amazing looking games ever. They have this week released footage finally of the non-boss levels, which they were basically went in to create. Once Cuphead got so much exposure, Microsoft said, here's some money. So they got some money, and they're now adding platforming stages. These stages have some fantastic animation in it, and they look like boring as fuck platforming. What did you think?
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it? Everyone's like, ooh, they're a bit wiggly, and then it's just jumping along, moving to the left. Now, it could be an early level. You don't know.
What, 15 seconds? It was
a few minutes. It was an entire level.
Was it now?
Yeah.
I may have only watched 15 seconds. I was probably in a rush.
You probably saw it because it's very repetitive. So you might just repeat that. Like, it doesn't look like, I don't mean to say that's objectively shit at this point with that. It's good to see it. It still looks really nice. And we do know there's platforming stages now. So Cuphead's probably going to be very different when we next play it.
Are they trying to make it more accessible, maybe?
I think so, because basically it came down to, even though it looked like a platformer, it's really more of a shmup. And shmups are not that popular of a genre.
True.
And for the exposure it's got a lot of appeal.
Yeah.
And if you've got that much appeal, exploit it.
Even if I don't like it, it just looks so good that I have to play it.
And that's what they're going for.
I think there's a good chance I'm gonna love the soundtrack too.
Yeah, it's got a good soundtrack. We got State of Decay 2, which we knew was coming. We saw some more Scalebound. I'm skipping through these because we've got...
Can we talk about Scalebound for a second?
Sure.
Because I hated it.
Me too.
You hated it too? I'm so glad.
I love it so much. Really? Although, admittedly, I haven't watched this year's trailer. It might be different.
It's very...
Let's see if I hated it.
It was 5 minutes and I was so sick of the protagonist's quips and comments
with
and
his
everything.
Beats headphones.
He's cool, man.
Has he still got headphones?
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Good.
And at one point he decides it's time to turn up the volume or something like that.
Yeah. That's what you got to do.
I don't think it graphically looks good, but I think I just don't like that style. Like
it's a platinum game.
But I don't even care about the graphics because aesthetically it's quite boring.
Oh, but Beats headphones and crazy crystal dragons,
you know
which you can customize your dragon.
Who develops?
You can customize your dragon.
It's a platinum game.
Which
are
is
they Japanese?
Surprising.
Yes, Platinum are Japanese.
Okay, I'm like, if
and they make
Japanese
the best action games in the world,
including Korra. Hot take.
And well, if we're talking about their terrible games, also the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, is that bad too?
That's very bad. What was the other licensed game they did other than Korra and
Transformers?
Transformers was okay.
Yeah, I had good things.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the one I had for 360, which I believe was them.
Yes. Well,
but my problem with this is it's quite dull, and I've gone for.
It's interesting that they're not.
Inverse of Uncharted.
It's interesting that they're not because previously they've just shown you out in the open world and big greeny mountains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this seems to be inside a dark cave so far. Did they move out of here?
No.
Seems like a bad choice for a trailer.
This seems like they were very much so pushing the 4-player co-op aspect of it.
Oh, okay.
It's like the madness of Dark Souls, they were going for that, but they gave it to a marketing company. And because you know how a lot of time with marketing, they're like, oh, we want something like this, and they just tone it down and it has no soul. That's what I'm getting from this weird crab monster that they're fighting.
Well, you got to hit in its weak spot for massive damage.
Yeah, but not enough.
That
massive
meme's
damage.
not old.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I admit this isn't exciting footage, but I'm still super excited for Scalebound because Platinum is amazing.
I know Platinum is good, but I don't. I'm.
Oh, I've got a boner for Vanquish right now.
I just don't have the faith in this one right now.
Yeah.
There was no part of this, and like it goes through a bunch of stuff. Like here he transforms into his dragon furry costume, whatever.
They're all friends.
That like made me think, oh yeah, now this is changing shit up. This is going to be new and exciting.
Why jumped on that guy and they're hitting him with a thing? This is cool. You guys are mad. It's fucking Scalebound. Number
Wait,
one.
Paul, are you finally outnumbered on your own podcast?
It's not my podcast. It's everyone's way to get my opinions. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. I'm sorry that Scalebound didn't have a better showing. Because it's going to be great. Maybe. Or will be terrible. I don't know. I haven't played it. Thinking of things that may be terrible. I don't know what you guys thought about Sea of Thieves.
Ooh. I have thoughts.
What are your thoughts on Sea of Thieves?
I'm giving Sea of Thieves my Wii Fit Gymnast award for the game I'm doing the most mental gymnastics about. How I'm talking myself into still being excited.
So Steep didn't get it for you. This is more gymnastics than Steep for you.
This is me because I think we had that teaser of someone on a beach going from a cave to a shore. 2 years ago?
Last year we had a teaser of it, just sort of a boat going, and people were excited. And I was like, we haven't seen anything of it. Why are you excited yet? Wait.
Well, it was because it was Rareware, and that's my childhood.
But who at Rareware is still at Rareware? And they're all making ukulele.
Yeah, that's true. Which I'm also excited for. But I love the idea of pirates. I think...
At this point, I think this guy's reserved for ukulele eventually, because we've said the name so many fucking times.
I love the idea of pirates, and Assassin's Creed 3 notwithstanding, I've never really had a great pirate game where I can really get into it.
And it's just a great looking pirate game.
I love the colours, the bold,
kind of Wind Waker.
Right colours, yes.
Sort of reminds me of. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
But
I haven't heard of it. It looks
the
exciting.
mental gymnastics come in where it has this very YouTube-y, let's play Twitch streamer aspect of these people in the corner with white teeth.
It's the kind of presentation that makes me want to crush a puppy.
Yeah, and where I go, well, no, it's Rareware, and it's a news thing that's going to be really fun, and they'll find a way to make us, match up with people, and it won't be a nightmare dealing with people, and it's not going to be the one guy who goes, no, I only operate the cannons. I don't want to be on the mainsail. I'm a cannon main.
What about the guy has to swab the deck?
The guy's got to swab the deck. And yeah, there's so much for me that I want to be excited for this, and there's so much that I am excited about just looking at it. But the gameplay itself is a huge question mark for me.
There's a small genre of airship games where they're multiplayer and you have to play the crew.
Guns of Icarus is the
big one, yeah. And I'm just I've never got into a good Guns of Icarus game.
Yeah.
That's just my feel with the whole thing. It's this game looks like it could be amazing if everyone played it right together, and I just don't have faith of people.
If it's very easy to play with randoms, or if it's playable with randoms.
Yeah, with randoms it'll be weird.
And
I'd only play it with friends.
And that people on your crew can't troll your own crew, and that trolling's a big problem with that sort of thing. If it's no fun if you get in there and someone's dumped all your cannonballs in the ocean.
Yeah,
it's
oh,
good.
It says great water.
Great water.
just great water.
Beautiful water. We're very proud of that water.
Okay, so we got an award for that one.
Yeah, mental
Sea of Thieves. Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't know how to feel about it. So,
Got myself into.
Do we have any strong feelings on Halo Wars 2?
I haven't even seen it. That's how much I care.
Inside. I mean, that's
Inside.
the Limbo guy's new game. I haven't actually seen it, so I can't.
I adored Limbo though. So
I mean, I've seen Limbo. I've seen Inside for the last 2 years, so I don't need any more.
Forza? Don't give a shit about Forza, but it's set in Australia, which is pretty cool.
Well, it's set in Australia. It's just not a place.
Totally. The whole thing is set in Australia.
Wow.
Have you seen the map? It's all along the coast, of the Gold Coast and sort of hinterland kind of stuff. It's pretty cool.
That is cool. It's a nice place to set a driving game around there, and the
it shows
Great Ocean
kind
Road,
of
I guess, has to be.
beach road kind of stuff, and then sort of bushland, and then desert stuff. Again, don't give a shit about car games.
Yeah.
This time I'm like, I actually might play this.
I love racing games in theory much more than in actuality. Because the fantasy for me is to jump in a hugely expensive car and just go as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And it'll all go really well, but that's obviously not going to happen the first time you play a racing game. You're going to jump in a moderately priced Ford and drive straight into a wall.
Okay. One of the more surprising games of the Sony conference was a licensed game being made by Insomniac. Insomniac are making the new Spider-Man game. And what a match that is.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is one of the greatest open world games ever made, and every other Spider-Man game that tried to do the same thing was terrible. That's right, I believed myself. Do you like these pieces to camera?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it.
A very experienced team with this kind of game, but not making Spider-Man game. Web swinging is always fun.
Yeah.
Is there a time that web swimming is not fun?
No, I remember, what was that superhero MMO? I think it was the follow-up to City of Heroes?
City of Villains was sort of the thing.
Maybe it was City of Heroes I was thinking of. I remember you could create how you wanted your superhero to get around.
Yeah.
And everyone who was smart just picked flying. Because you'd go straight up and go in a straight line and then you'd be there.
Yeah, that's easy.
And I was the guy who picked swinging.
Well, if
And I
there's
could
one thing
never
I
get
say
where I
about
wanted to go.
one thing I say about Jeremy Evans is that he's a grade A swinger.
And I'm also excited just for the concept of good Spider-Man.
Good
Because I don't really care for the Andrew Garfield representation. In your world,
But,
that'd be a solid B, B+.
But isn't Andrew Garfield not Spider-Man anymore? Isn't it the guy that was in Civil War?
Oh, probably. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen
I
Civil
think
War.
there's
either.
discussion,
It's a solid
like-
B+.
They don't really know who's voicing this guy or anything. Maybe, I don't know.
It's me!
It's Paul.
My spidey sense is tingling. That's good. Okay, so shall we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, what exciting things were there? So many exciting things.
Audience, that's exciting.
Audience footage. Hey, I didn't have time to edit no clips in. This is the one we ordered.
You need to start alluding to like the E3 audience as the 8.5-bit live audience.
I should do that. I should start just cutting audience shots in the back. So after many, many months to years of teasing, Crash Bandicoot is back in a good but kind of predictable way. He's getting a remaster of the first 3 games built from the ground up, which might be cool. I don't know. I never played Crash because it seemed shit compared to Mario 64.
I only played it at friends' houses. It was still fun.
I was a spoiled kid,
But
so
you
I
just-
had a PlayStation and a 64.
But you just sort of ran along. I didn't either because I was a poor son of a bitch. I bought my own consoles when I got a job in the coal mines. But it was just running along a corridor primarily, isn't it?
It was.
It's weird
It is fun.
compared to
Like
64 with its
I'm not saying
big
it was
vistas.
better than Mario 64, though. That would be nonsense.
Of course you are. What other options are there?
But now's your chance to
Yeah.
play it and discover what's good about it.
I actually found my old Crash Bandicoot 1 disc, and I fired it
Yeah.
up on an emulator. I had a bit of a crack at it. It still actually holds up quite well.
Well, and recently, don't you play the first level of Crash inside Uncharted 4?
You do, yeah.
Yeah, that was getting everyone ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should get Nathan Drake, like, his reactions to the reveal of it. It's like, oh, it's just like I remembered. And his wife would be like, oh, she likes it too. Why would she say she likes it too? I don't know. I haven't played Uncharted 4. I don't know what they say. But I feel I was 100% accurate.
Just
okay.
a bit more grizzled and a bit more sassy from her.
So anything else to say about Crash? There's also Crash going to be in the next Skylanders, which I don't give a shit about.
But there are going to be a bunch of penis monsters.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is true. I hope the dick detection algorithm is pretty
When I
good.
saw that, all I could think about was the amount of listen to you talk about dick detection.
Well, it's important. We've already done God of War.
Yeah.
We got some more Horizon Zero Dawn. So I have not had time to see this either.
Freaking great.
It's
Zero
freaking
Dawn.
great.
Can I
Yeah,
just
the-
precursor already?
So,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. Stick it
Wow,
on.
that's
Stick it
great.
on.
Bam.
So Horizon Zero Dawn we saw last year. Nothing since. Get new stuff. Still the worst title in the industry.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
keep saying it
God.
wrong.
It's alright. Like, there's a story that Destiny's Child, you know, Beyonce before she was Beyonce.
Yeah.
They picked their name by opening the Bible to a random page and picking 2 random words. And they got Destiny and they got Child.
Yeah.
They got Destiny's Child. With this one, it feels like they've just opened up, like, a site... Just feels like they opened up a Star Wars novella and picked 3 random words, and they got Event Horizon Zero.
I'm sorry about the buzzing that's going to be to this episode, because one of my lights is dying.
Well, this game's got a lot of buzz about it.
Alright. Just talk about this for a minute.
Alright, talk us through Anais.
It fixed itself for you.
That feels very bad.
It's alright. We're still well lit.
We're lit enough.
Yes, I am.
I'm sure that's great. Just keep talking. I'm not editing this shit out.
What is it that you're excited about this one?
The story I think sounds really interesting. Like, you have these kind of like mech animals. You're like, why are they? Like, why are they there? What do they do? And then you see in like this bit there's like corrupt sort of mech animals. And it's sort of like, why are they corrupt?
Can I tell you my favorite part of it?
The fact that it's like Princess Mononoke with robots?
No, that is sexy though.
Yeah.
I enjoy very much so the fact that the dinosaurs are made of components. And you can target those components.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of has a VATS kind
we're
of
about to
system
see
or
that
whatever
here,
it's
where
called.
she takes out half of a dinosaur.
Yeah, well, it's in the original one where she's fighting the T-Rex. And it's like she has to remove part of its armor and then she can get through that. Like, that's what I always want in games. I hate the idea of health bars. I think they're the stupidest thing we've ever created. It's like, things need to be like conditional. It's like, if things have a function and then we can destroy their function, then that makes more sense. I mean, you can't shoot someone's foot until they're dead. Like, at one point, the foot just stops being a foot and you've done as much damage as you can do. It's like, but if you shoot them in both feet and then both hands and then take off their ears, you got a stew going.
Yeah, there's one bit where she takes down a bigger sort of creature thing and she, like, grapple kind of ties it to the ground.
There's grappling?
There is. It's quite...
Yeah.
Okay, so, what is the chance that the main character is not also a robot?
Well, we don't know.
I
We
don't
know
Like,
that she's different from her
She's
people.
different and she just suddenly appeared and all this stuff in a robot world.
And she's
Oh, I didn't know
on a
this.
mission to discover who she is, so...
She's a robot.
She could be.
100%.
Well, she does have red hair, so maybe she's a
Spoiler.
Neanderthal
The-
and welded from a sapiens.
The pet in Last Guardian is going to die. She's a robot.
Wow.
What? Sorry, what else? Yeah.
I'm just gonna... This one I'm not super fussed about. Like, I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And like you say, the combat seems cool, but I just feel like this is a game I'll get tired of quite quickly.
Yeah, but you're advanced like that.
Yeah.
I Horizon is still, aside from the terrible name, really, really up there for me.
Yeah.
But it's already got an award from Anais, so I'll save my last little award
I
before
think
the
it
end.
was like seeing it last year was like I wanted to get excited about this game and
Just
it
haven't seen enough of
delivered.
it yet.
Yeah.
And now it
I'm
looks like,
excited.
you're seeing quite a bit
It
more
looks
of it.
stunning.
I think there's quite a bit of gameplay out for it now. I don't know if it's playable on the floor, but should be good. Okay, other things. There was a game called Bound. Should I look at it? I don't remember what that is. I haven't seen
I don't
it.
remember at all.
Let's have a look and see if it's anything we know. Because, as I said, I didn't watch the conference. These two did, and they don't remember. So I bet it's going to be great. You know what wasn't at the conference, though? And I didn't get the footage down because of it. There's a new trailer out. They didn't show Gravity Rush 2.
Oh, they showed like a little snippet somewhere.
Dude.
Oh, this.
Oh, that's right.
looks
This is the Minecraft-y
weird.
thingy.
No, it's not. It's a dancing.
It's a dancing thing? Oh, I've totally forgot about it then.
I know nothing about
No,
that.
what am I thinking?
I don't know much about this apart from you dancing everywhere.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay, Bound is a dancing game. That's exclusive to 8.5-bit.
I don't
Hey, it's definitely
understand.
3D platformy, dancey visualization. I guess there's good music
She's
going
dancing
on.
with like a ribbon thing. I don't understand how you
Is this the
play
new
when you're
P&O3?
dancing.
Why is everything trying to eat you? Now she's doing the ribbon dancing.
Oh,
She's
this
just
is
like
cool.
Peaches.
Peaches.
Doesn't that what she always do? She dances with the ribbon?
Yeah, next she's going to start spitting on the E3 audience.
Oh, that would be good. Nice. Okay, I got nothing to say because none of us knew. Let's move on.
Yeah.
But I'll investigate and report next week.
Bravo for trying something different. I like this.
Okay. Oh, it's not on my list, so I might just skip Detroit Become Human.
Oh, you can't skip Detroit
No.
Become Human.
Oh, do we have to? Okay.
Actually, I was slightly disappointed.
Of course
Really?
you were, because all of his games are terrible. David Cage's
The
latest
first
Quantic Dream,
What? No, the second.
Fahrenheit.
No, the second one.
Heavy
What's it called?
Rain.
Yeah, that one. I enjoyed Heavy Rain.
Heavy bullshit, more like
And
it.
Detroit, whatever, seems very Heavy Rain. But I
Yeah.
like the
Become
whole AI thing.
You mean the most like obvious bloody parallel of like racial discrimination and everything. It's like, you know, it'd be really good if we used like artificial humans like as an analogy for the way we discriminate against people.
Nice.
Bam! I must be the first person who thought about this.
Nice work, 1980 Star Trek, right? No, I like the idea of this. Like, you know, before I was saying with Prey, how there was like that idealist, that future,
Yeah.
and it was perfect, and then it was just like, but it all goes to shit. With this one, it seems like you get to exist within this awesome futuristic world. That I'm
It's
keen
kind of
to
Groundhog
explore.
Day kind of thing.
Well, is it? Like, the trailer
know.
was very much so that. But
But I don't know if
wasn't
it's
sure-
actually. I think that might just be establishing the repetition of the lifestyle because the day changes. It's just that each day is pretty similar to him until something bad comes.
Wait, are we talking Prey here, or are we talking...
I don't know. Did this also have it? I didn't watch it.
No. In the trailer for Detroit still has humans. He
It doesn't have cars or jobs.
it still has humans. He enters a room and he goes through like a hostage negotiation, and he fails. So then it shows you a different part where with different reactions, and perhaps you replay the same missions, or it may have just been highlighting how many different options you have to get to endings that may be good, may be bad.
Or maybe it's the first scene of the game, which is good, and the rest of the game is a load of shit. Like a lot of David Cage games. But I'm really harsh. I'm fine with David Cage's games.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this one is a cool idea. I think if it's good, if the story can be good and not good in a video game story, good way.
That's always
in a
the caveat
proper way.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, other things are Sony. Few things.
I mean, lots.
Lots? What lots?
There's a few more cool things.
There's only like 3 other things on my list. What am I
Really?
missing? And even then, some of them don't have footage for all of them. Alright, shall we put up James's Game of Show? Because Hideo Kojima presents
Oh, yeah.
I'm back. You see
Death
that?
Stranding. I did not see that bit. Is that going to be in the footage before the trailer starts here?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh, but you can't hear it.
I can't hear it. So you go look it up and he's going to say I'm back.
Yeah.
In fact,
After a big applause.
I don't know if I'm capable of skipping forward on this. It may be worthwhile because I don't know how long his intro is going to be.
It's pretty long.
Boo! Something like that. Okay. It's just...
Indie House is adorable.
Yeah, they did a good job. Hey, look, it does work. Okay, that's in there. So, basically, this game... It's about... what's Norman Reedus?
Yeah,
It's about a naked Norman Reedus on a beach, covered in handprints.
He also seems massive. He seems to have the proportions of LeBron James.
He could be.
It's not real, so he's probably like, just make me muscly.
Yeah.
So, as a naked Norman Reedus, you hold a baby who turns into oil. But then you get oily handprints on your leg as the invisible baby that's made of oil moves away. Then there's some dead fish.
Can only assume
Game of show.
he has a pre-existing connection to this baby because he seems quite upset about it.
He could be the baby.
Ooh.
That's
a little spoiler alert.
He's lamenting his lost youth.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a bit spoiler alert.
So I mean, we like
Infinite.
picking the ending of Last Guardian and Horizon. So what's the ending of this? Oh, he's also got scars on his stomach.
Yeah, he
and a bunch
somehow-
of USB keys.
He somehow had a cesarean, so like I kept expecting like to see like a dick because like it opens on the butt, and the only thing I was thinking like
I think
if
Kojima would do that.
I was Norman Reedus, I'd be like 7 inches plus flaccid. That's my contractual agreement to be in this game. But maybe they're keeping a reveal and it's a vagina reveal and he's actually a woman.
Maybe.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I love this really long landscape shot. Like, it brings up the music track. Like, Kojima loves doing that. And then it's like, Norman Reedus in a Hideo Kojima game called... Then it looks like it hangs for like 20 seconds. It's like... Was it the Death Stranded? Death Stranded
yeah,
or
yeah.
something? I'll bring it up again so I don't say it right. Death Stranding, which is such a weird title as well.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about Dead Streisand.
Let's try that.
Because there's nothing to feel anything about, and I've never played a Kojima game.
You've never played any Kojima games.
I may have without realizing
They are
it's
insane.
A Kojima game.
He's an insane fella. Now I'm going to cough again.
It looks pretty. Like
It looks
the
pretty.
rendering's good.
But is that the game or
Yeah, that'll be the game. That'll be in engine.
in engine?
Yeah. Who knows what the hell it is? I mean, the studio only came together
yeah.
6 months ago
So we might
or
not
less.
see a game for like
The actual
3 to 4
game could be
years
a
from
long
now.
way away. But cool. We also had Last Guardian and a few other things like that.
And they announced October. I was like, oh my god,
It's
actually
almost coming.
happening.
It's weird at the moment. Like I'm hypeless for the Last Guardian until it hits, and then I'll be there day one.
I feel like I need to play it just because it's been so long.
It's been there for a while. Other new games we got, and that was obviously James's game of show because he is Kojima's bitch.
It's true.
We quickly had Days Gone. Now, I'm going to skip a little bit forward in this trailer to skip forward a little bit. Basically, we've got a post-apocalyptic survival game where you're a biker.
So
Isn't
the
it
original.
awkward that like Norman Reedus isn't in the Walking Dead game?
Well, it's a cool Walking Dead game in that not only, well, do you have all the pretty wasteland, I'm a biker, I'm going to do stuff. Later on, when we actually get to zombies, they like doing a lot of zombies. Just wait, I think I'm talking about the different trailer that shows a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, it's like actual gameplay.
Yeah, the actual gameplay trailer. God damn it. Why have I got the wrong thing? Oh, look, he's happy. He's got a girl on his bike. I'm just going to skip everywhere on this. I can't cut this in the thing later now because I'm skipping all over the place. Doesn't matter. Anyway, they've got, when you're being chased by zombies, we're talking hundreds of zombies that are clambering all over each other in the environment. It looks cool as shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a survival zombie game and I don't care.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
bit.
no.
I think the only unique thing about this is that there's lots and lots of zombies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily make me that excited.
It was like someone went into the office one day and like, guys, I don't know, I think it's a cool idea, but don't you think there are already too many zombie games? And one guy went, too many zombies, eh?
Needs
Too
more
many
zombies.
zombies. Too many zombies.
It looks like intense though. Like watching the gameplay, I was like stressed because it was like just non-stop and there was lots and lots of zombies and he's like shooting them and there was just no end kind of thing. So seems a bit different in that regard instead of just shooting like, I don't know, a few zombies that are dumb. I don't know. It's another zombie game.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of another zombie game, Walking Dead 3. Walking Dead Season 3, sorry. It looks like more Walking Dead. The animation is still terrible. How about some fun things that we didn't know? So we all know Deus Ex Mankind Divided is coming. We've seen a bunch of footage for it. That's cool. Another case of me not having the footage there. That doesn't matter because it doesn't really need it. Descriptions.
Take us on a word journey, Paul.
A word journey. So, have you played Hitman Go and or Lara Croft Go?
Played Lara Croft Go.
Very good games. So now imagine a world in which Deus Ex Go exists. We live in that world. And it will be released later this year.
What a world.
The Go series has been fantastic. The funny thing is, this was first leaked a while ago because they registered some domains. So they got Hitman Go, Lara Croft Go, Deus Ex Go. Have Assassin's Creed Go, maybe, but then Life is Strange Go.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh no! It wasn't Assassin's Creed. It was Just Cause Go,
Okay. What?
which is okay. The Life is Strange though. If they put time paradoxes in a board game thing, that could be fucking great. Actually, I'm totally with that. It could have a hipster soundtrack and.
I don't know.
Think about later in the game how you're walking through the dream world and there's all those sort of model vignette things around. It's do it like that. Oh, I'm all over it. I know everyone else thinks it's insane and they just did it to throw people off the scent, but I think you should do it. Life is Strange, go do it. That's cool. Injustice 2 was announced.
Yeah.
The sequel to Injustice.
It sure was.
The funniest beat 'em up in years. So good. You played Injustice?
Gods Amongst Us, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it.
So good.
It was a tremendous joke in that the joke was on me. I thought I was getting a fighting game.
What? It's a fighting game?
Yeah, but I don't know. I only played through the single player, and then I was done. I didn't want to deal with it anymore.
But the storyline's so good. It's got name one other fighting game that has a storyline as entertaining as Injustice.
Yeah, but come on, man. You're going fighting game storylines. That's
I'm so excited for the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. The change with Injustice 2 is that it takes on more of a character building style, in that every time you win a match, you get a bit of equipment and you upgrade yourself.
Oh, really? I didn't know the upgrades were that. I assumed those were in fight, in combat.
I do not believe so, no.
Oh.
You get to actually customize your character, which is both good and bad, because I don't think about that when I think about a fighting game, because I want characters to be set so I know what they're going to do and what they do. But at the same time, fighting game genre is stagnant as fuck. So try stuff.
That's true. I'm going to give Supergirl a pixie cut.
Supergirl a pixie cut?
Yeah. Just change it up a bit.
Why not? You know what trailer I'm going to click on?
Ukulele.
Of course, because I've clicked on it about 6 times, unfortunately. And because we have to, my third award, Ukulele. Holy fuck, are they delivering on their promise?
I haven't seen this. Wait, maybe I have.
It came out I think it came out like an hour after we recorded the last show.
Okay, yeah, I have seen it.
So it is... I was not sure the level design and characters was going to be there and the money that they had. This is so in line with old N64, but looking so much nicer.
Yeah.
Although it's funny, as a kid, this is how good Banjo-Kazooie looked.
This is how we thought it looked. Yeah, exactly. It looks like bloody Trousers is the best character of all time. Or there, all the characters around the world and stuff that, like, it's not just collecting stuff. There's things in the world to do and explore and discover. That's what these games are about. They could not, like, if this was the first time I'd ever seen this game, I may have died.
Wow, I
was so excited.
You're talking, but I just want to sit here and feel warm and fuzzy.
It has the brightness we want. It's got a feeling of sort of softness to the world. It's got so much gameplay variety, and that's what I was fearing would be lost.
Feels like variety. The challenge is there too.
Yeah,
like, it seems like there are some of those platforming segments seem like they're going to really be hard on you.
Yeah,
which I'm kind of excited about.
I don't mind. You can be hard on me, man.
Yeah, I should.
So Ukulele, it's coming next year now. Originally, it was going to come out this year. I had no idea it was supposed to come out this year. The fact that it's coming out early next year is still really good for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, the toy box for backers will be released sometime soonish.
Oh, and is that you, Paul? What's in the toy pack?
The toy box is just like a level to play in.
Oh,
so it's not from the final game. They're just making an area like with lots of toys and things to play with, just so you can get a feel for the game and discover stuff and everything. So, unfortunately, you can't get that if you want a backer. I hope they change that. I hope they just put like you know what, you can back late.
Yeah.
Like if you, but just like give them like a month of exclusivity first. Like the backers were very excited that they got that exclusive.
I have to ask, is the game voiced at all?
I assume it would be.
It would probably have the like.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I think it'll be. Like. Okay. Other things. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to cover? You've both still got an award left before our game of shows.
Ukulele.
You can throw in a ukulele as well. There's no rules. In fact, this has no structure whatsoever. Because remember, we've still got 3 game of shows to give out.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go and give my Mario lady to the whatever they're showing for Pokemon.
Well, we're not covering Nintendo, but okay, fine.
This is my Nintendo award. I don't care if it's a carbon copy. I'm getting it anyway. Like, bring it on. Like, it was a cat that's on fire, and I'm like, it's a whole new world for me. I'm in.
Can I give mine to Zelda?
Okay, you can give it to Zelda.
Woo!
Okay. So now, you've got to pick a game of show. What is out? It doesn't have to be one of your 3, but I assume it will be. So I think your game of show is Horizon?
It is.
Would
You
that
think
be?
Mass Effect, but really...
But you haven't seen enough of Mass Effect
yet. Yeah.
And Horizon will be coming out before Mass Effect, I
Yeah, so
assume.
I'm more excited about
Which is
that.
February next year. It's delayed till next year now, but again, I
Super
didn't really
excited.
expect it to come this year. Okay.
So, Horizon.
Thoughts? And it doesn't have to be a game. You can just say, I really liked Peter Moore asking for claps.
Really like the
Oh, you
Zac
really like-
Efron joke.
Yeah, I was going to say
I really liked Snoop Dogg with the joint hanging out his
That
mouth.
was a joint.
That was
No,
pretty good.
I'm sorry. I have to give mine to Ukulele for fulfilling so many wants and desires.
Childhood dreams.
Okay, I will give my game a show. Scalebound, obviously. No.
Scalebound.
Oh, now I can't even choose. What did I give my other things to?
I should give an award to the universal hate Scalebound has received.
Yeah, so good. Yeah. There's a few things there's lots of things I'm excited for. Ukulele is kind of amazing. You know what?
Ukulele gets mine because it's the only one there are no question marks, only exclamation marks for me.
Okay. This is surprisingly hard. I'm going to, because it's one of my favorite games. Dead Rising 4. Oh! It's real.
You know it's
really
going to be good. It's going to be fun.
I hope the psychopaths aren't just all cheap bastards like they normally are. Yeah. Now, because of the long record, we are not having Game Club this week. We're delaying that till next week. We also haven't played the game. So the game is Blind Trust if you want to join us in with that for next week. Jeremy, I'm sure we'll be back sometime. I don't know. We'll talk about whether we like it or not later. Yeah, I don't have anyone for next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll get Peter Moore in. He's big into it. That was a weird pause.
He likes his applause too.
He does.
You might have to get people in here to clap.
He does.
The live
there's
audience.
still lots of E3 to cover. We haven't even covered all the stuff on the list here. Agents of Mayhem, stuff like that. Hopefully we see more of that because I actually don't know. But we're going to see Nintendo stuff tomorrow. The show hasn't opened yet. The show opens tomorrow, which is today when this podcast comes out. But fuck you for complaining. So much to do. Enjoy E3. Send us any comments to bitsplease@8.5bit.com. Or just Facebook or Twitter or anything. E3 experiences. Sharon, what are you feeling? What do you like? We love to know. And if you don't want to tell us whatever, we'll just talk anyway. I will. I have been your host, Paul.
I've been Anais.
I've been your unpaid intern, Jeremy.
I realized we didn't work out an order, so I just pointed and it worked out. It was fine. Thank you for watching. Catch us on our website, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. Audio on iTunes and Libsyn and all that stuff. Catch us on YouTube. Well, you're doing one of those right now. Catch you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.